Last year, I added this IKEA hack built-in wardrobe to my guest bedroom office. It is one of the most popular projects on Fun Home Building. Today, I want to take you behind the scenes to see how I did it, mistakes I made, project cost, and the best DIY. This is what the room looked like before. The wall behind the sleeper sofa was 12 foot wide. There was no character or storage in this room. After some calculation, I landed on using 2 IKEA PAX wardrobes on the side, 3 BESTA TV units on the top. The idea was to create an alcove around the sofa so I can maximize storage without losing too much floor space. And here is the mood board I put together based on an image I found on Pinterest and some inspiration pictures of the same concept. So here we have built-in bookshelves or closets that wrap around a couch, a bed, or a desk to ground the furniture in the middle and create a seamless, elegant look that will look great for a multi-purpose room. The first step in the project was to prep the space. If you want that flush built-in look, you will need to remove the baseboards or flooring before you start building. I first used a utility knife to score the caulking, then a trim puller to pry open the baseboards. Mostly, I just hope that I didn't poke a big hole in the wall during the process. After that, I built a platform for the built-ins. Now, if you have 8-foot ceilings, the 93-inch tall PAX will work just fine. I had 9-foot ceilings. To fill the gaps, I used 2x6 pine boards to build a box and kept it the same depth as the PAX wardrobe. It was 22 7/8 from front to back, to be exact. As to the width, I added a couple inches to create clearance for the doors. You really don't want the doorknobs to hit the walls. Not sure why, but the base was a little wobbly at the beginning, so I added a few plastic shims underneath to level it, then screw the base to the studs. Next comes IKEA assembly. This was probably the most straightforward step, but heads up, you want to use the right screwdriver or driver bit for the IKEA screws. They have this European style that looks really similar to Phillips, but they are not the same. Here is a picture of Phillips screw. It has a simple cross-shaped head. Prosy drive, on the other hand, has cross offsets at 45-degree angle, in addition to the cross shape. If you used a Phillips screwdriver to tighten a Prosy drive screw, you can easily strip the screw. To install the wall-mounted BESTA cabinets, having an extra pair of hands was a huge help. I had my husband do the drilling and screwing, and I hold the suspension rail, keeping it level. Try to hit as many studs as possible. If you are not able to, use a drywall anchor. Same goes to the PAX wardrobe. You want to make sure they are securely attached to the walls. You can stop here and install the doors, but to make the built-ins look high-end and custom, I wanted to close all the gaps between the cabinets and the walls. Not gonna lie, this part was tricky. Interior walls are rarely square, even in a new built home. See how this corner? It's more than 90 degrees. If I try to fit a straight filler piece, it will look really wonky. What I ended up doing was using scrap wood as guide to scribe the 1x3 to the wall.
So we are going to try to do some scribing here. I'm trying to make this filler piece fit in snugly between the closet and the wall. As you can see, the wall is not perfect.
This is kind of a hack. It worked, but not very precise. I then cut along the marked line with a jigsaw and secure it to the side of the PAX wardrobe. And while I was nailing it, this happened.
No!
So don't try to pull out a brad nail that is sticking out. It can become a hot mess. To close the gap on the top, we install furring strips made of 2x2s. This went across the entire length of the cabinet so the cover panels can be attached to them. For the bottom, I ripped down 1x10s and nailed them directly into the PAX legs. If I can only give one piece of advice for this project, it would be this. Decide if you want the cover panels flush with the cabinet box or flush with the door in the planning process. This determines many important measurements of the build, such as how much you will want to cut the baseboards, what is the size of the platform or the base, or how far back the furring strip should be. So definitely take the time to decide that. I started by using plywood as cover panels and having it flush with the cabinet box. But after adding the doors, I realized I didn't like the recessed look and decided to super glue another layer on top. Fortunately for me, the 1x10s are the same thickness as the PAX doors, so it worked out perfectly. One other tip, I used prime boards for all the filler pieces and cover panels. Compared to other materials such as plywood or MDF, they cost a little bit more but are easier to paint and has a much smoother and better finish. After all this, it was time to caulk the seams, fill all the nail holes, and touch up paint. These are tedious but necessary to create a finished look. I have 3 additional DIY tips for you to make those built-ins look even better. First, you want to paint all the filler pieces the exact same color as the IKEA doors. I used the pre-made IKEA doors, so I had to find the color to match. It took some trial and error, but Sherwin-Williams Pure White was the closest match with the white IKEA doors. You can also paint the entire front a different color, but make sure to prime the trim pieces and doors with shellac-based primer. 2. For the center of the built-ins, you can add either large-scale artwork or some kind of wall covering. Shiplap or wallpaper are great options. I love this inspiration picture. For this guest bedroom, I painted the shiplap panels a full white oak look, and it brought a ton of character to the space. Lastly, add decorative trim pieces or hardware to the doors. I found these narrow trim pieces from Lowe's. They are just ½ an inch wide, so they give that subtle touch of details without looking too chunky. I also added brass knobs. Those details made the built-ins look fancy and different from other IKEA furniture. When this whole project was done, I was so happy with the amount of storage that was added to the room. There were plenty of shelves to store seasonal stuff, pillows and clothes, and extra room for bedding. It would have cost thousands to hire a professional to build this for me, and I spent $1,500 for the entire project. It has been a year since we added the built-ins, and my husband added his workstation here. It is a very small room, only 11 by 12, but because of the built-ins that we added, it has a ton of storage. We can fit a desk here and another desk over here. And when guests come over, we can actually extend the sleeper sofa. It works out really well. We love this setup.